thought I'd give you an update on the engine, which is near completion. Sadly won't be started for a while, but I'll explain to that in a bit. So we put the flywheel on, head's on, everything's on. I'll post some pictures of the build through the process. The head, we've put the injector pump on, got the oil pan on, the dipstick in, got all that paraphernalia done. In case anyone's wondering how you set the 19 degrees on the injector pump, it's done by the marks on here. So if you look on here, you have like 20 and 19. So basically you set that to where you want, then set your time and it should be 19 degrees. Hopefully, if we're lucky, we will get it on. I've just got to clean this up and then fit this into here. But sadly the threads are a bit dirty. So brand new injector pump, basically all 4 new injectors, return line. So what we did is we have had the injector pump and the injector sent overseas, which took a while to send over due to the fact is we had problems getting them over there because I had fuel in it and we thought we were going to lose it, but we managed to get our hands on it, so that wasn't too bad. We then got it done, so with having that done and the injectors done wasn't cheap. It was about 900 quid. I think it was like 70-80 quid an injector, and it cost me over 200 quid to send it overseas. Would have been cheaper if I didn't have to post it, but anyways. So we've got a nice new injector on there, pump on there, got new injectors. I had to put this intake manifold on. I was wanting to use that one because I had the 5000 injectors, but due to the fact is in between each one of these there is a water jacket, and the gasket basically seals it up, and this doesn't quite do it, being also that these holes are square and they're slightly oval. So you live and learn, you live and learn. It was a bit of a shame, I have to be fair and honest. I was quite looking forward to sort of using this one, but oh well, is what it is, I guess. You can't do it. It really does look like it should fit though. Shame about the water jackets there, but never mind. So yeah, so we're having to use the 10 series thingy. Obviously this engine isn't painted yet. It is going to get painted, and it is all going to get nicely painted. I've decided that I am going to paint the injector pump also, so that's why it's all on there. Basically, once I get it all put together and it's tested and it runs good, I'll then go over with the spray gun and spray it all up, chip it off, take things off if I have to, and sort it out after that. We also modified the breather pipe for the top of the rocker, because on the counties you have the axle comes quite close. So what I did is I cut it and put a bit of a bend in it so it sort of points down the way, so hopefully I have got to smooth all this off. It's only on there for test fitting at the moment, but it seems to work pretty good. We've got the 10 series exhaust manifold on there. I'm going to put the brackets on the back there. So this engine has had a complete overhaul. So basically there is not one thing that I haven't had a part on this engine. It's had all new main bearings, conrod bushers. It's also had new liners, pistons, piston rings, just for that start. For the valves, it's got the original valves in it, because the new ones I got weren't ground at the angle that they needed to be, and I'd have no way of doing them down here. So I had to use the old valves, ground them in, but it's got new springs, new seals and everything in there. It's all got new gaskets through absolutely everything, new oil seals through everything. So it's looking pretty good. I'm quite impressed with it, to be fair. Basically restored injector pump, water pump. Yeah, I took it apart and it looks near brand new. It doesn't really seem to be throwing any problems, so we put that on there. And hopefully, if all goes well, she should fire up quite nicely. I've still got to put the little cover on there, and then we're sorted. Next thing we've got to sort out is this fuel line system here. This used to have a glass bowl on it. This is actually off a Bedford lorry, actually my old Bedford lorry. This I have to take off because it's just too tight for the starter motor, really. So my plan is to take these fuel lines off because they've got little rubber seals in them, and I don't want to damage any of them. And then hopefully we'll fit that all back up, clean it down with a bit of petrol. Once we take the rubber seals out, might clean that out at the same time. Just basically give it a nice little overhaul, nice little clean up. take the filters off, and then see if we can get some new filters. The old Land Rover filters are the same, or the Lister generator ones. And then this will go on like so. And then I'm going to have a flexi fuel line put up, so what you'd have on like a jet burner for your fuel line to your tank going up onto the tank. I've still got the bracket to put on for the battery tray. I want to put that tray on. I've got to get a blank and bung from there. I've got one in an old water pump that I'll take out and put in there for now. I've got that bracket there to put on, and the one on the front, which is here. But I want to sand these down before I put them on. I'm not going to paint them because I haven't got no paint, but if I can sand them down a bit, it's a bit easier for me to do now. So that's got to also go on in there, like so. But this one we've got to drill a couple of bolts out that snapped off. As I want to put the battery tray on for when we build the frame for it to sit in, and then I'll just bolt the starter motor to this. I know it's not the best, but it should be alright enough to hopefully start it. I might even put a bolt through that bit there just to help give it a bit of extra support. And then hopefully we'll be able to bench test it and get it running. And I've got an alternator bracket to put on, and the alternator. I am thinking about putting the pump on, the hydraulic pump, and actually just seeing if I can make up a hose just to go from one to the other. So it just does a circuit. But I don't know yet. Decisions. We'll see. It would be nice to be able to have it all intact, but we'll see how it goes. But I'd like to put the alternator on and get the belt on and everything on for it. Friskis fan, I don't have one of them. My one was rotted out, so I'm going to order a 12 blade one. I think it is from Agriline. Looks pretty good and not too expensive, so we'll use that up. But before I get too carried away, I want to see if it runs and then paint it all up and get it looking like a new engine. Going to be waiting a couple of weeks for the injector lines. So once I've done these last few minute jobs, we'll be then taking measurements and building a frame for it to sit on. So it's got its own little caster wheels. The clutch I haven't put on just yet. I was going to, but I'm not sure which of the 6610 clutch I need, the fine spline or the coarse spline one. So instead of putting it all on there to battle around to take it all back off, I might as well just leave it off for now. Hope you've enjoyed watching. I am sorry that I haven't put many things on about the engine, but like I said, using a mobile phone is very difficult, and due to the fact is that I wanted to get the job done, and I don't get nothing from doing these, then it just, to me, it wasn't cost effective. I have to get this engine out this week and done. Tomorrow I'm working on the canter, and next week I've got to get that going next, and this weekend I'm working on the press. So I can't afford to spend time videoing like I would like to, because after all, this is just a video and it's just a hobby, so it doesn't make nothing. But hopefully in the next I'm going to do it for another month or two, and we'll see how it goes. And if not much happens by then I'll probably take videos down to once a month. I know views will drop and things will drop, but I feel that I can't keep spending a lot of time doing a video. Like, I managed to get this engine done in about 3 days, 4 days. Taking my time with doing that and looking after kids. So if doing cameras, I would have been over a week just doing the crankshaft and things like that. So but yeah, thanks for watching, and please don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe. And I will be recording the actual first start of it, if it runs. Hopefully it'll run, and we'll go from there. I'll hopefully record of doing some little jobs to it, and we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching, and catch you later.